Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. While people are coming in the chats, I'll play a little ditty and make sure my video cameras are working good. And everybody's doing fine. I hope I'm doing fine. I know. So anyway, here's a little something blast from the past. I'll play for you. Oh, wait a minute! I chased it right off the screen. Here, let me give it a try. Let me cut my mic off so you can hear it.
Donald Trump that the president's job under Article 2 of the Constitution
Hello and welcome to Inside Politics. Let's start with Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
Now, of course, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Trump appointed Donald Trump.
Well, that's interesting because Trump.
President Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Trump has been president.
President Trump.
Kaylin, where are we right now in this sentencing proceeding?
Donald Trump.
Trump. We have a Donald Trump.
Donald Trump when it comes to Donald Trump.
Trump. And Trump.
You know, Trump, focus on Donald Trump. Trumpism. Trump, a lot of Trumps.
Fascinating.
In a sense, I don't know why we're surprised by Trump. How many times does he have to prove we can't be trusted?
Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
Ha ha ha. I figure I'd play a little something for everybody to get into the chats and see how everybody's doing tonight. And there you go. Take a look in those eyes. That could have been your president right there. That could have been your president back in 2016. Where do you think we'd have been? Where do you think we'd have been if she'd won, boy? Can you imagine that? Whee! Anyway, let me see who's showing up. Let's see. I'm going to have I got a good signal? Can I get some 5x5s? And do I have chat stuck on the screen, or is my screen clear of chats? Sometimes it gets stuck on the screen. Let me know if I got a good signal and if the video played. Anyway, let me get this off the screen so you can see what is Kamala going to do. She going to build a wall. What is she going to do? What is she going to do about her policies? Her day is coming with the debate, and they've jerked people around, wiggled around, double talked, ignored, and intimated that they're not going to do it, then they are going to do it. What's going to happen? That's what I want to know. What's going to happen? Hi, Miss Mendersue. How are you? Wanda and Sandy. Nice to see you. I hope you all got a chance to see that video. I'll play it later on. About Trump. Hi, Kim. How are you? Melinda, give me a 5x5. Debbie, Finding Dory. Sandy says 5x5 and 5. All right, all good. So it played good. Hey, Joker, how you been doing? Yeah, we'd have been sold out to the highest bidder. Well, we already have, but we're going to get our money back and get our standing back. You know, I played a video last night, and I was so proud of it. It was a speech where Trump was laying out what he was going to do, especially with the military, and he got at the end, and he said something, and I pumped everybody up for it. I said, now watch what he does, and you will see why I think this is an operation. You know what? I watched my video again, and I'm telling you, if you watched last night's video, Trump at the last 30 seconds of the speech I put up, right when he said something that I thought was very important, a very quick couple of words, it was cut out of my video. I got my right hand up in the air, and I'm telling you right now, it didn't get through. Can you believe that? Hi, Tracy. How you doing? Angela. How you doing, David? Nice to see you, Gloria. So I will play that little snippet. I'll play about 50 seconds of it. here once we get the bulk of our people in. Hi, Yvonne. How are you doing? So what is Kamala going to do? What's she going to do? And boy, they had some rallies today. You know, I've got my thumbnail. Did I say rallies? They had some kind of crazy gatherings today. They had Tim Walz doing his Vladimir Lenin impression in front of unions, and then you had Kamala putting on a fake accent by herself with some union leaders, and then she got with Joe, and Joe got up there, we are the best. You know, old man yelling, joy, joyful old man there. How you doing, Pappy Two Bears? Cass, clean up. How you doing? So, and anyway, if they had 500 people at any of them, the paid people, bust-in people, and I'm telling you, Pennsylvania is a must-win. And they didn't have anybody show up. Like I said, we used to joke about a guy. We'd say, hey, he was not very friendly. We'd say, hey, we're going to rent a phone booth out so you can invite all your friends to your birthday party. That's pretty much what this is about. Ha ha ha. So anyway, here, this is, now I got to watch this because it's got a copyright on it. I don't want to get a copyright. I'll put it that way. And I tuned in. I said, well, you know how I talked about sour milk in the fridge? You know it's sour. You still got to smell it. Well, this was Fox News. They broadcast this. This is 832 watching. Okay, it's the second one. Wait a second. Let me click that off there. That's the second time I tuned in. Here's the first time I tuned in. How many people was watching? It says down there in the corner somewhere. Let me see. 686. So you see the people with the yellow hats on down at the bottom. And they got a rail there with some bunting dividing the stage from the crowd. Well, they're all sitting at these big tables. And they do I'm bringing this up. It's they can make fun of it if they want. They can say, oh, they're obsessed with crowd sizes. No, I'm obsessed with the deceit, okay? I'm obsessed because I'm going to show you videos of people who have lost their minds. And I don't know how we're going to get them down to reality, but we got to live with them, okay? And the dishonest displays, I call this business with the people standing behind the lectern, they're doing a sardine tactic, where they all cram together, and the camera that shows Kamala and Joe, they don't show anything beyond the sardines to make it look like it's such a big crowd. They got to stand on each other's feet, And this was, let me show you how it is with the Trump rally. You tuned in and seen it way before Trump speaks. You hear music. Now they got a little music playing here. I got to watch it. You hear people talking. You have interviews. The crowd is lively. I mean, the place is packed. But anyway, I tuned in about, I don't know, an hour before Kamala showed up, or 45 minutes. Here's what I watched for a little bit. See the little guy over there in the white suit and the white shoes near the flags? He was straightening the flags out and put his hand to his cheek. And he's like, oh, I'm so excited. Kamala's coming. And I said, well, okay, I'll watch it for a little bit more. So there's a woman over there on the left side holding a baby. And I said, well, let me take a look at these people. I could zoom in, say, look at this crowd. You know, I don't want to see any footage you see. They're all there for the whole thing. You know, there they are crammed together with their pre-printed signs. You see little Junior over here down at the bottom, and the lady holding a baby. Okay, so I said, well, I watched it for a while. I don't know, 5 minutes, but I only took a 15 seconds video. Then I came back about, I don't know, half hour later. Nobody was speaking. A half hour later, here they all are. Look at all the fun they're having. Been standing there for a half an hour. Same people. Now, who was standing there for a half an hour? They got somebody different to hold the baby. I got another 30 seconds. I ain't gonna play it. But this scene, you see the tables better. The tables in the front. This is a theater gym. Remember when when we had detention? We had to go into the theater area, and they had tables set up for detention. You had to sit there like a dummy, and the teacher would give you something to do and scribble on a piece of paper, and you couldn't talk to one another because you were in detention, right? Not that I went a whole lot, only about 87 times in one grade. But anyway, this is where they're at. And the camera panned around. I didn't go around hunting for it, but you might have 300 people I said 500 earlier. No way, And whenever Kamala would say, well, you better thank a union member, and all that kind of fake accent stuff. When they were cheering, I tell you what, you could get somebody from a high school football team, glee club, to make more noise than this bunch was putting out. But anyway, it's a sad situation, but MSNBC and all them, they put out this garbage. I was trying to say, well, what strategies are they going to use? I mean, because they're in a bad spot. They have to blame everything on Trump. Let me see what's going on in the comments. I had like 20 people drop out, so I don't know what it is. Hi, Ann, how you doing? Kim, how you doing? I don't know what it is where people want to just hop around. Lone Wolf, nice to see you. So anyway, I'll just check and see what's going on. As I said, they're in a bad spot. So I said, well, what is Midas Trash putting out? Let me see what the trash is putting out. Let me see. I got a couple of screenshots from them. Oh, one of them got 1 million views. 1 million views. I checked later on after I took the screenshot. Here, this is one of them. Big news. They were doing a live stream. This wasn't the one that got 1 million views. This was about an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half ago. This was live. I didn't click on it, but 6,800 people. Now I'm focusing right now on propaganda and psyops, okay? And algorithms that push garbage and a certain message and suppress others, okay? Screwed on Labor Day. Workers hate him. Live. Trump has his worst Labor Day of his life. Panic sets in. What planet are you living on? And that same single picture of this little weirdo that they got from Midas Trash Network. Same exact picture. Probably the only time in his life he cracked a smile, because they've all got this internal anger. And of course they set the tone on a picture of Trump to highlight the orange part of his face. They darken it up on every thumbnail. But I went to Truth Social and Trump was putting out Happy Labor Day and a picture of himself and a few other posts I'll put up about Kamala. And otherwise he's, taking the day off. And I hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend. I certainly do. But he's been busy all week, and he's got a holiday. He's contacting everybody, and he's coasting. And there you go. You got Walsh, Kamala, and Biden going around on a bus tour where nobody's showing up, and they're saying, why is Trump screwed on Labor Day? Why do all the workers hate him? Well, let's see. Let's see some other garbage they put out. This is the one that got 1 million views. 1.1 million is probably more than that. MAGA booed off the... Boo! Trump gets shock of his life on Labor Day as MAGA is booed. What in the world were they talking about? And they're talking about Tim Walsh. He went to, I don't know, it looks like a chicken coop or something. They got a fuzzy, blurry picture of some delusional Communist Party members. That's Trump's worst day because you got a bunch of delusional Marxists booing Trump because Tim Walsh that gives you 1 million views. I'm like, my God, how many times have I beat my head against the wall to put up a thumbnail, put stuff out for people to take a look at and understand, comprehend what's going on, discuss this criminal situation with Jack Smith, criminal situation with Mark Zuckerberg, criminal situation with Mercon, on down the line. You're lucky to get 200 people. These people get pushed out there with this stupid nonsense. Bust in. Some people I heard, getting paid $200 to come to a, air quotes, rally and listen to Tim Walsh. And they all get together and boo him. All people in the teens and 20s. I mean, tens of dozens of them booing Trump ruined Trump's day. And you get 1 million views. These people are sick. They're nuts. Here's something else. It was only up for an hour and had 55,000 views. Adam Mockler, that little character I was talking about in the past. Wow, put a circle around that sign. Stop the weirdos. Trump slapped with boos and realized workers loathe him. That's coordination. Coordination between the Mockler channel and Midas Touch Network. And, I discussed Hunter Biden was going to be suing Fox News. And I said, I found out who was behind it and asked you all to guess who was the attorney that was going to help Hunter Biden sue Fox News. And nobody guessed or made a guess. And I checked a couple times and I forgot. So I'm asking again, and I'll try not to forget. Who is the attorney that is going to, from what I heard, from what I understand, spearhead suing Fox News for Hunter Biden for slander, I guess, for you ruin his reputation? I don't know. I had to get a sip of my coffee. But I wonder if anybody out there in the chats heard about it. Hi, Raven Wings. How you doing? MS Motorsports, how are you? Nice to see you all coming in. But take a wild stab at it, because it has something to do with some of the things I'm talking about. Well, I get with all this rallies and stuff, Tim Walsh's motorcade involved in a car accident as he heads to his big rally with his tens of dozens of people showing up, all ruining Trump's Labor Day by booing, and weirdos holding up signs saying, "Stop the weirdos." So anyway, I looked in the comments on this. Now, granted, it's Forbes. Wanda says, brag. Good guess, but no. Bragg is a state prosecutor, okay, for New York. This is a private attorney that's helping Hunter Biden sue Fox News. Anyway, I read the comments in this Forbes article. Some are saying, well, was Walsh driving drunk again? All kinds of crazy stuff. It's so funny how the chats have changed. I don't know if their Utizzle is lightening up on them, or they can't afford the bots as much as they used to. I'm not sure. Let me see if we got any more guesses out here. Besides Bragg, Melinda says Mark Elias. Well, that is a prime candidate. And he may be involved, but that's not the name I heard. That's a good guess, Melinda. Mark Elias. Anyway, keep on guessing. I'm gonna be firing down the line here and going through some of this stuff. Now, you guys, most of you all in the chats were with me on broadcast where I mentioned memories about, and Tracy said something about it, memories about Jerry Lewis telethon. Remember, I was talking about that. It might have been 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and I said, Jerry Lewis singing "Walk On," and all that stuff. I'm even more convinced that these little Melanie says, Melinda says Holder, Joker says Fanny. No, but all the usual suspects, sounds like. Well, anyway, I'll give you the answer in just a minute, but I am convinced that these things spy on you. We all know it, because this is what showed up in my feed. This is what showed up in my feed, and you can watch them if you want. MDA telethon. They only had 53 people watching. 1950s to 60s, Jerry Lewis Labor Day MDA telethon. And so, talk about going down memory lane, right? Talk about going down memory lane. I'm just cruising through the chats here. Let's see what's going on, and if anybody tried to sneak in on me. That doesn't look like it. Let me see. Somebody said they missed something. Oh, the question, Raven's Wings. Who is the attorney that is helping Hunter Biden sue Fox News for many millions of dollars for sullying his upstanding reputation as an American lawyer? You go to Wikipedia, it says Hunter Biden, if you pull it up, American lawyer. Yeah, that's what he is. He's an American lawyer. So, anyway, Woodward and Bernstein are journalists, Tom. They're not attorneys, but they're going to be getting sued. Really, the Nixon Foundation ought to sue them. Both of them, Woodward and Bernstein, along with the American people, for what they did. Hi, Kathy. What they did to this country and to Richard M. Milhouse Nixon, the silent coup. So, they're going to sue for millions of dollars. Let me look at this. I'm on the business of propaganda. Look here, MSNBC. This is how this was a couple hours ago. Pops up on my feed. She's putting in the work. Trump is sitting at his golf course. VP Harris. That's, I believe, the venue. I showed you the video of everybody doing the sardine treatment in the back. Oh, Tracy, you know Jerry Lewis put it towards the foundation. I don't think Jerry Lewis ever got accused of mishandling money. I really don't. But anyway, since it was Labor Day, they have to their storylines have to put it out there that Trump's not working. He's not like you. He's on a golf course. Although we know he's given hundreds of hours of speeches, rallies, traveling, and boy, didn't that memorial business blow up in their face. We'll talk about that some too. But here's CNN's missive towards Trump 7 hours ago, but it was really about 10 hours ago. Trump says he had, quote, every right to interfere with the presidential election. So they all go crazy. Trump wants to interfere. No, Trump said he had every right to question the election, just like we have every right to. But they use interfere. See how propaganda works? One word. Trump's interfering. Trump's interfering. If you don't agree with the election, you're a denier. You're an interferer. You're interfering with things. Mind your own damn business. Oh, wait a minute. So, no, they are very good at twisting people's minds. And it divides our country. It causes mental anguish and harm between families. Let's see. I got to go ahead and give the Alan Dershowitz. No, but he's very competent. But I don't. He's 82 now. I don't think he would get in that, but he would be a good one. And Mark Garagos, cameraman, hit the nail on the head. Mark Garagos. Cameraman, how you doing? So you win a Cupid doll. Cupid doll. So, Mark Garagos, and I mentioned Mark Garagos is reputedly behind one of the finance gurus, backers, whatever you want to call them, for this bunch of misfits, nitwits, and misanthropes known as Midas Trash Network. So I don't know. I am not going to pounce on Garagos because you never know. He might be setting up something where if Hunter is successful suing Fox News for maligning him, what do you think kind of cases Trump would have against MSNBC, all the rest? What kind of cases you think Rudy Giuliani would have? I don't know. You never know who is embedded. I'll put it that way. You know, it might not be the case, but I will look at it from that perspective because we got a lot of work to do to straighten this country out. Here, talk about mental distress. I hate to do this to y'all, but have you seen this one yet? And I apologize for the language, but this is somebody, I'll interrupt it probably one time. This is somebody who is in mental distress. And I got another clip of somebody else in mental distress. If you tried to talk to this person and have them tell you specific, rational, adult reasons for their distress, they would only get more distress. It was what Sigmund Freud called hysteria. They're in a state of hysteria. So if you're sensitive to wordy dirds, I'm letting you know. But hey, that's the way they talk. All right, she's not that bad, but she does puke a few out.
So who else has lost their family to Trump? I had this horrible conversation with my dad. My sister-in-law, they're still, after all this shit, they're still Trump supporters. And it's like, how can I respect you? How can I respect you if you are still a Trump supporter when you have a daughter and a great-granddaughter? Fuck off, right? I share with my dad that his dad did bad things to me. And that, I was really grossed out about the fact that, like, his eldest sister, like, got married at 16 because, you know, and that my granddad was 32 and my grandma was 14 or something. I was like, that's so gross. You know what my dad's response was? And then he... How has Trump stolen my family from me?
You stolen your family from yourself. Okay, I'm interrupting quicker. She's going to come in just a minute and say Trump raped a 13-year-old. I'd like to know where she heard this from. All right, but the first thing for this person to start to find some peace of mind and quit feeling sorry for herself and throwing a hissy fit is to remember, honor thy father and thy mother. All right. You're the one divorcing yourself from your parents so you can have a dramatic moment. Blaming Trump, who doesn't even know you. But anyway, let her continue with her crying and carrying on and listen to the accusations, baseless or non-existent.
I don't think I can talk to my dad or my sister-in-law and my brother ever again because they believe in this gross human. He's so gross. I mean, he's raped 13-year-olds. He's a grifter. This is long before he got into politics. He's just been a gross human. It's well documented. Open your fucking eyes. It's like we've known this all our whole lives. Anybody who's smart knows that Donald Trump is like the grossest human on the planet. And you're gonna choose him over your child?
Well, I would normally say, crawl in a hole somewhere and cork off, but she's got children and hopefully, I don't know what is going to reach these people, but this is one of millions. Okay? I don't know how many millions, but it all boils down to this unrelenting propaganda for 10 years solid, 10 years solid. And something's got to be done about it. And hopefully there'll be some peace. This person thinks they're doing the right thing. And, well, you're wrong. And where you're wrong, starting at, is that you don't respect your parents. You don't honor your father and your mother. That is a commandment. and you need to calm your mind down, shut the hell up, and listen to what your parents are saying and believe them over top of the media. Okay? Because what you're doing is breaking a commandment by not honoring your parents and listening to your parents and hearing their side of the story. So here's another nutcase for you. Now, this is recent. This is recent because she mentions Kamala saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Trump said, boy, she sure says thank you a lot. This is a famous person with buckets of money, okay? You tell me this mind virus isn't destroying somebody from the outside. You can see it. Like Trump said, TDS, it destroys the brain, but it eventually gets to the body too, okay? But anyway, it's got some funny things interjected. I could have taped the whole thing, but I didn't. Just enough to get a laugh out of it.
Then, you see crazy orange turd talking about how, oh, did you see she said thank you a lot? Something he's never said in his life to anyone.
Well, Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob.
He's not worth thinking about. And it's over, and he knows it's over, and what awaits him are all of these other trials and jail. That's what awaits him. But that's because of what he did. What he did himself. Wake up, Trumpy people.
Again, if you asked, what did he do? They can't tell you anything but exaggerations and lies. I didn't mean to interrupt. It's about to finish up.
Wake up.
If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired.
Yeah. People thought he was being too rough on her back then. But no, he's not being rough on her at all. She deserves every bit of it. And they say it's not nice to talk about family issues or stuff like that, but I'm going to bring it up with Rosie O'Donnell. Remember when she put out this alarm that her daughter was missing and she was worried and putting out the alert and begging somebody to help her find her daughter that'd been kidnapped and all this crap? Well, it turned out when they found the daughter, she had eloped with her boyfriend, and she intimated that the way Rosie was raising her was mentally unfit, okay? And rejected her lifestyle and the things she promoted and just wanted to stay the hell away from Rosie, all right? And that's the last we heard of it. And no, I'm not talking double talk about honor your father and mother, because that Rosie went and adopted an innocent child and tried to indoctrinate her into some kind of lesbian whatever. So no, that girl leaving and then talking about the psychological abuse she suffered at Rosie's hands is not dishonoring your parent, because Rosie never was her parent. So I got to think of how these liberals think, so I don't get anything in the comments. Straighten them out right now. Hi, Christopher. How you doing? So, yeah, tell me that's not mental illness. Tell me that's not a distress that is unhealthy. How you doing? And Sparky. Yeah, first prize. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. The younger girl, hey, if I believed everything the media said, I've said a long time ago, I could not be able to stand Trump either. But they've had dominion over everything, but this is changing, folks. I'm going to play that clip I played at the beginning at the end of my broadcast. If you're on Meta, Facebook, whatever, clip a section of it and you can post it on your Facebook, okay? We got to reach out to these people. And here you go. Here's a bad week they had. Even though the regular media isn't putting it out there, what's his name? Walk Away Waltz. Walk Away Waltz, the cowardly liar. They asked him about the Israeli hostages, and he turned around, walked away. I got a thumbnail of that video too. Habitual liar and coward. Tim Walsh slammed by fellow veterans. That's going to come out more and more. All the families of the fallen that Trump went to honor, that the Harris campaign is trying to abuse those families and sully the memory by trying to smear Trump. It's blown up right in their face and they're a disgrace. Like Trump said, it's their fault they were in that graveyard. Their fault. So, here, what's this? ABC News puts this garbage out. This is who is going to do the debate, right? Breaking. 81% of Americans say that regardless of which candidate they support, they are prepared to accept the outcome of the election. New ABC News Ipsos poll finds. Really? 81% says, oh, whoever wins, we'll just accept it. I don't believe that poll. 68% see Harris as prepared to accept the outcome. Oh, really? 29% say the same thing about Trump. So they're saying this supposed poll is saying normal people will just accept the results. They won't try to be an election denier. They won't try to interfere. No. We're going to question, okay? And we're laser focused on what you all are up to. And there's a lot of operations in play trying to get illegals to vote. And we know all the other ways they're trying to work things too. And his own brother here. Let's see. Whoa, let me get that off screen. Here we go. I got to figure out what to do with this picture of him. Maybe put it on a thumbnail or something. Tim Walsh's brother, 100% opposed to everything about him. If I was Tim Walsh's brother, boy, if he could get with the Trump campaign and show up at a rally and give a speech, he said, oh, the stories I could tell. We want to hear them. We want to hear them. You know, just like I said, I wasn't going to discount Garagos, that he might be an operative for us. Maybe not. Remember when I started talking about Tim Pool? And a lot of people in comments said, I hate Tim Pool. Tim Pool this, Tim Pool. I said, well, wait a minute. You know, he's starting to come around and discuss things that are positive for a rational country, you know, and not get in trouble with the algorithm on this platform. He's doing the best he can. So that was a year ago, and I put up different things where he discusses things of interest, you know, to wake people up. Well, here's the latest I heard on him. Tim Pool. What's the latest on Tim Pool? Tim Pool. Let's see. There he is with his little beanie cap on. I have engaged legal counsel. Well, since we're talking about Mark Garagos suing Fox News, okay, for Hunter Biden, What have you engaged legal counsel for, Tim Pool? We are preparing to take action. More to come. What? Kamala headquarters. Trump operatives say their Project 2025 plan is to give Trump total unchecked legal power so they can jail and execute those who don't support Trump if he wins. And apparently, they tried to hang this statement on Tim Pool. Now, I don't know if that is the official campaign headquarters, but it's got a blue check mark next to it. And Tim Pool is upset and going to be suing. Well, these things start to add up. Remember when I talked about the Elon Musk lawsuits? Remember when I talked about Trump suing ABC? Trump's got a lot of different lawsuits going on. You've got Tim Pool going to sue. And don't forget, where's he at? Joe Rogan right here. Here's a picture where I believe it was CNN colored his face, much like they do with Trump to make him look worse, so everybody will call him the Orange Man. Colored his face and said he was taking livestock drugs, misrepresenting what he was talking about when he took ivermectin. Okay, he's suing CNN for $30 million. And there is the proof where they tinted his face on purpose. By the way, if you want to see the rest of that video of Rosie, you can go to this guy right here. Another stupid week. Not doing well. Rosie's unhinged rant about Trump. Look at her. I mean, that's demonic. I don't know what you do about that. Here's something Kamala got to live with right here. Remember I put up the tweet where she said Trump's got to be taken down off of Twitter 5 years ago? Democrats say the damnedest things in an election year, Tom Savigny said. I don't like Joe Biden, and I do not like his history with certain people or who he's aligned with. He's trash to me. Kamala Harris. June of 2019, just before she called for Trump to be taken off of Twitter. The gall, the arrogance, but we're going to bring it up. Not going to let it fade into the past. I'll leave that up for a while. And I'm sure you all heard about the New York Times. Abraham Lincoln would have shut them down for this. Shut down the Times. The Constitution is sacred. Is it also dangerous? One of the biggest threats to American politics might be the country's founding document. What is that? A call for subversion? A call for sedition? What is that? Our school system doesn't educate kids on the Constitution as it exists, where we end up living in a lawless society that thinks they're in the right. How about discussing the Constitution and what mechanisms we have to lawfully change it if need be? The only changes I think we need is to get rid of some of the amendments that were tacked on there about a federal tax, okay? All right, Angela. Okay. Sounds good to me. How you doing, Mark? Yeah, Tampon Timmy, he ran like what we used to say, a cut hyena. He ran like a cut hyena. Here's a meme for you. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get out of deployment. Put that on Meta. Now, I'm telling you, Meta is going to start lightening up. So this is a good time to put that clip on that I was talking about. Get a clip at the end of my video and post it on Meta. Post that Tim Walsh meme on Meta. Because even though Zuckerberg said he thought Trump was a, badass, and that he didn't know this and didn't know that, and he's sorry about this and he's sorry about that. The New York Post reported, this is really about 5 or 6 days ago, Donald Trump warns Mark Zuckerberg could spend the rest of his life in prison. Okay? Where his 400 million Zuckerbucks, election interference, not only that, but subversion, okay? Violating people's free speech. I don't care who told you to do it from the C.I. Okay, A. I don't care about that. Criminal activity. Hey, they're talking about locking everybody else up under the sun. They want to put Trump in jail for the rest of his life over a bunch of garbage and made up stuff. And hey, those judges that are handling these things, Jack Smith included, they need to be removed. They're sullying the bench, okay? Sullying the bench. Now, what's this? I got this from that kid I watch. I forget his name. Angry Ginger. I think that's what it is. Dems are the clear underdogs, Harris campaign chair says. They're admitting they're down. And now, what you used to see was, don't bother voting, it's all rigged. And that was the Democrat bots putting that out. Because if somebody doesn't go out and vote, they just leave their name, address, and social security number up to be hijacked. Okay, and they never know it if they don't go vote. So they used to tell people, don't go out and vote, it's a waste of time. Oh, okay. Now they're saying we're the clear underdogs. And they're saying vote for your country, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you wanted to vote for the country and you get somebody that is going to enforce and uphold the Constitution, there's a lot of people going to be going to jail. A lot of people are going to be going to jail. Here's Midas Trash Network. They put this short out. Tim Walsh brings down the House in Labor Day speech. Midas Trash Network. Brings down the House. Like I said, I've seen bigger chicken coops, and they had tens of dozens of people there. And they probably had a old phonograph with a phony applause on top of it. Here, I hate to do this to y'all, but this is a funny meme you can put on Meta. It's a little off color, but apropos. The woman's restroom at the 2024 DNC. Okay. Which America do you want? Which restroom do you want? All right. Do you want a regular ladies' room or do you want a new ladies' room? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you. But anyway, you might want to put that on Meta. Let me show you all something. I'm talking about psychological operations, right? And how they get people like that young lady to think that their own family's cuckoo and that they're right. Here's the DNC. You saw the stage at that last rally, right? Look at the size of the stage. Look off to the left, upper left, at the big Jumbotron, showing the same thing you're looking at the stage. All that covers up seating, upper tier seating. The stage is moved almost to the center of the arena Everything behind the stage is empty. See? It's called staging. Okay? Now you contrast that with a regular Trump rally in Pennsylvania. See the stage? It's in the middle. It's small. There's seating all the way around. The upper tiers are full. See how they get away with it? See how they do this stuff? I had another photo from that Dan Scavino put out. Just a sea of people in the same arena that they pulled this stunt on right here, blocking off half the stadium with this monstrous stage. Ha ha, Holofix, how you doing? Yeah, it's a fancy toilet. So Trump was making, here you go. Here's Tim Walz. Just before he turned around and ran like a chicken. Look at the look on his face. Goofy dope. Coward Tim Walz avoids question on Israel hostages red-rummed in Gaza. Trump didn't put out a lot today, but this is the kind of stuff he put out. Hostages found red-rummed in Rafah, where Kamala Harris told Israel not to go. She did. She told them to stay out of there. They killed a dozen. One of them, an American citizen. Okay? What are they doing about it? Nothing. Here. This is another one that Trump put out on Labor Day. Kamala closes an already disastrous week by trashing Gold Star families. And man, it is looking bad for her. And they're not going to let up either. Those families are not going to let up. Speaking of that hostage situation, I saw a video where the thumbnail showed Joe and Kamala walking out of a door looking all serious. It was about, 4 hours ago, 3 hours ago, and it said Joe and Kamala were in the Situation Room discussing a deal for a truce. And I thought, oh, that's going to be what they're going to drop on everybody, right? But then I went to watch the video and it was gone from my feed. It was gone from my feed. And I thought, well, that's going to be what they drop on everybody before she debates Trump, is that they solved the Israeli crisis. They did this and did that. Well, apparently it's not taking off, because what do we find out? Well, I'll show in a minute, but here's what Clandestine put up. The state of their affairs right now. Kamala continues to display abysmal optics. She appears frantic and stressed. The MSM fabricated hype has died down and reality is starting to set in. She is going to have to debate Trump next week, and she can't effectively talk off script. She's cooked, and she knows it. Her campaign is already on life support. Right now, they are dealing with Gold Star family's debacle, Walz's stolen valor scandal, and the uninspiring joint CNN interview. They are about to head into this debate with no momentum, and they are relying on Kamala to turn their entire campaign around in this debate. If Kamala has a poor performance and Trump does to her what he did to Biden, I don't see how the Dems are able to maintain the illusion anymore. I like our position. And the photograph he's using is one where Kamala got out of her vehicle wearing a little set of headphones, earbuds, and walked right past the press, yelling at her for a comment, trying to talk to her. Kamala wears headphones to avoid questions from the press. And off she went. Bad look. Speaking of bad looks, Irish teacher Enoch Burke has been arrested after refusing to go along with transgender ideology. Right there, folks. This is a worldwide mind virus where you have to agree with transgenderism. Are you out of your damn minds? We'll see how quick that straightens out when Trump gets in office. Talk about no trade. Wait a second. I got an article. This business here, let me see. What is this about? Oh, I'll get to this in a second. Turkey's joining BRICS. I'll get to that in a second. Let me see here. Well, after I couldn't find that video about Joe and Kamala meeting in the Situation Room about a deal for the hostages, this came out. Israel has asked Russia for help in freeing the hostages from Gaza, Bloomberg writes. Netanyahu took this step against the backdrop of slow progress in negotiations with Hamas, which are being conducted with the participation of the United States, Qatar, and Egypt. The Israeli Prime Minister returned Sunday morning from Moscow, where he discussed the hostage issue with the Russian side. It is known that the Kremlin maintains contacts with Hamas regarding the fate of hostages who hold Russian citizenship. A major hostage crisis is brewing in Israel after 6 hostages were unalived, as Holofix says, in Hamas tunnels. The operation began accusing Netanyahu of inaction and announced a strike for today. They estimated almost 1 million people in the streets, which is, things are getting hot over there. It's getting hot in there. So they've got to make a move because things look exactly what they are, spinning out of control. Yeah, it's too stupid to be true. That's right, Tracy. Who'd ever thought we'd be living in these times? But I don't know how my parents would have perceived this or handled this. I have no idea how they would. Now, have you heard about this one here? I should have got a video clip of this. They seized, U.S. seizes Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro's airplane in the Dominican Republic. Have you all heard about this? They said the plane was the equivalent of Maduro's Air Force One. Homeland Security, I heard, seized it in the Dominican Republic and then transferred it to Florida. And I tell you, it's a puddle jumper compared to our Air Force One. I mean, Elvis had a bigger plane than that. Trump's plane is probably 3 or 4 times the size of this thing. But anyway, I find this very interesting because I can't see the Biden administration putting the screws to Maduro. I think this is coming from the white brims. brims, as in hats. That's what I think. And Elon Musk chimed in because, hey, Brazil shut down X over there, even though the Brazilian government kept their page up and posts on X. Their citizens cannot go on X. Elon Musk said he will seek the seizure of Brazilian assets by the United States if the country does not return the property of X and SpaceX. I hope Lula enjoys flying commercial, he wrote in an email. Earlier, Brazilian President Lula and the country's Supreme Court decided to suspend X's operations in the country and froze Starlink's accounts. Well, I want to remind everybody here about this Venezuelan thing. Remember when Venezuela fell to socialism, they seized all the assets, equipment, buildings, land, everything from Cargill, an American corporation. I believe this happened under the Obama administration. Under Chavez, nobody did a damn thing about it. Cargill. And Cargill is very similar to like southern states, handling and hauling foodstuffs, okay? Growing food, harvesting food, storing, transporting food. And it put it almost, I don't know how they survived it. But yeah, I'd like to see them get the screws put to them. But they didn't put this sanctions on Venezuela over Cargill. That's long forgotten. I'm just bringing it up from my memory. I had a friend work for, well, I won't get into it. But anyway, Turkey has applied to join BRICS, Bloomberg reports. In this way, Ankara seeks to increase its global influence and forge new ties beyond its traditional Western allies. The Erdogan administration believes that geopolitical center of gravity is shifting away from Western economies, namely the dollar. Okay, folks? At the same time, Turkey does not intend to distance itself from NATO, but at the same time, it is disappointed with the lack of progress in joining the EU. Let us recall that Azerbaijan recently submitted to an application to join BRICS. Here we go with the latest tally. BRICS currently includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, the United Arab Emirates, Iran, Egypt, and Ethiopia. They used to call the G7 the golden billion, okay? BRICS is going to be the golden 3 billion or 4 billion. People. Look at India and China, talking about 2 billion right there. They're going to be in direct competition, okay? And they're going to base the money on precious metals. All right, Cameron, have a great evening. So, yeah, there's going to be a big problem with the stability of the dollar. Now, back to propaganda. Right here. Look at this kind of deface the nation. There's a creep right here. Yeah, they all look alike as far as I'm concerned. CBS election expert David Becker. We're seeing more election disinformation for sure. Oh, good. Tell us about it. It's coming from Donald Trump. It's coming from Elon Musk. It's coming from, we know, foreign adversaries like Russia and Iran and North Korea and China. Well, all the countries he mentioned except North Korea are BRICS members. But anyway, yeah, Donald Trump is putting out all this information. We know he's always got a Truth Social in his rallies. Okay, Deface the Nation and the mainstream media has got the majority of access to the public. Damn liars. But anyway. New York Post. Camp to keep it up. Not even Harris supporters can say what the constantly flip-flopping VP stands for. They can't. Just like that distressed girl I played. She can't. She talks about some 13-year-old with Trump, which I've never heard that. And if that had any basis in fact, they wouldn't be dealing with these made-up charges like they're dealing with Trump now. Let's see. We had any lefties coming here? I want to talk to lefties, you know. I don't see any. Remember, just last night I was talking about Notre Dame, right? You want to see something weird? This happened today. Fire breaks out at the Immaculate Conception of St. Omer Church in Pas-de-Calais in northern France. I just talked about Notre Dame burning to the ground and how there was flying a Palestinian flag. Last night I was talking about it. And now another historic church in France gets burned. We're in a spiritual battle, folks. Big time. Big time spiritual battle. So let me see what everybody's talking about in the chats. Oh, here's one I meant to put up a while back. Remember I talked about that tie being purple? Tim's tie being purple? Sussman's tie being purple. Somebody put this on Truth a while back, and I got a screenshot of it. There's Kamala taking the oath of office wearing purple. This is a color revolution. But they put this up, Revelation 7:14. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of an abominations of filthiness of her fornication. Oh my goodness. I saw the purple dress. But again, we are in a spiritual battle. So anyway, folks, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on in the chats. Holy cow. Somebody went by buy me a coffee an hour ago. My goodness, I'm so sorry. Bev and Mike, thank you so much. I know I'm on this big screen now. Thank you, Bev and Mike, for going to buy me a coffee. And Miss Mindersu, I did mention, give everybody a shout out last night at the beginning of my broadcast, or I think about midway through, I put a picture up of everybody who donated the past couple of weeks. And many of you were on that. I appreciate it very much. Buy me a coffee from Bev and Mike. So I tell you what I'm going to do, folks. Let me see. I'm going to play. I'm going to do some special effects. Oh, I shouldn't have put hearts up in front of Kamala. I'm going to do explosions. Let me see. Boom. Let's see. What can I do special effects wise? Where's my gun? But I'm going to play a clip for you at the end that I encourage you to share. Boom, there we go. Special effects. Thanks, Mike and Bev. Boom. Boom. And for you all to share on Meta, I'm going to hit her with a bomb. Pow. Pow. So anyway, Let me get the special effects sound. Marie, how are you doing? Let's see. Yeah, Francis is a big. Well, look at Ireland arresting that teacher. For not supporting transgenderism. Well, I'm going to play this clip for you all. Like I said, folks, you got a little pair of scissors there you should have where you can take a little section and transfer it and share it on your Facebook. This clip right here, folks. And I think it's funny and it'll get people to think. All right, folks? So anyway, I hope you all have a great evening and I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me this evening. I'll probably be going live Wednesday, maybe tomorrow if something big happens. And like my dad used to say, when things get quiet, that's the time to get your antennas up and look around because something's getting ready to happen. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But anyway, folks, you all have a great evening. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
Donald Trump that the president's job under Article 2 of the Constitution
Hello and welcome to Inside Politics. Well, let's start with Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Now, of course, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Trump appointed Donald Trump.
Well, that's interesting because Trump.
President Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Trump has been president.
President Trump.
Kaylin, where are we right now in this sentencing proceeding?
Donald Trump.
Trump. We have a Donald Trump.
Donald Trump when it comes to Donald Trump.
Trump. And Donald Trump. Missing from that is Donald Trump.
You know, Trump focus on Donald Trump, Trumpism, a lot of Trumps.
Fascinating.
In a sense, I don't know why we're surprised by Trump. How many times does he have to prove we can't be trusted?
Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?